Hey everyone, Ollie here from Your Guitar Academy, and in this lesson we're going to learn how to play Everlong by Foo Fighters. So we'll kick off with that intro, so huge thanks to Camille and Harrison there for playing that with me in the YGA band. So the first thing we need to talk about here is the tuning of the guitar for this one, because it's not standard tuning, it's something called drop D tuning, and to get into drop D tuning all we need to do is take our low E string and drop it down 2 semitones, so a D. I've just used a tuner for this, but what you can do is do it by ear if you play your open D string and drop the low string down until it sounds the same. But to be on the safe side, I always use a tuner for that. So we've got D, A, D, G, B and E as our tuning, and that's called drop D. Once you're in drop D tuning, your low 3 strings play a power chord. So if you're not sure what a power chord is, check out our guitar club on guitarclub.io. But if you're happy with that, let's go into the riff. So the rhythm pattern on this first chord sounds like this. It's a 2-bar pattern. So we'll break that down. And what we're doing here is we're not changing chord at all with our left hand. We're just using our strumming pattern to accent different parts of this chord. So we're aiming for either the low notes or the high notes. And what we can do is, you don't have to be too careful about hitting sort of only specific strings. Just as long as we get the high notes in the right place for the accents, you'll hear that pattern come out. So it sounds like this. Okay, so the first half is this. So what I'm doing there is low, low, high, low, high, high, low, high. The way to break this down really is to, you could perhaps write it out for yourself and just practice going from low to high and put those high notes in the right place. And then the second bar is this. Low, low, high, low, high, high, high. And that last high, you can do that twice or you can make it last for 2 strums. So all together we've got this. Okay, now after that one, we do the same pattern on our next chord. And to shift to our next chord, all we need to do is drop our index finger down. So now we are barring on the 9th fret on the low D string and the A string. And our 3rd finger is still on the 11th fret of the D string. And the great thing here is the rhythm pattern is the same. So your right hand can do the same thing that it did in the first 2 bars. We're just doing it on this new chord. And then after that, we're going down to here. And we're dropping the whole shape down just to the 5th fret. So we're going to be playing still with a bar with our index finger on the D, low D and A strings. That's 5, 5. And then our 3rd finger is going to be on the 7th fret of the D string. And this is the rhythm, low, low, high, low, 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 high. And this is a shorter chord as well. All the other chords were on 2 bars each. This one, we're just on 1 bar. And then we come back up to the previous chord, which is the 9th fret. So 9th fret on the D string, 9th fret on the A string, and 11th fret on the D string. And the rhythm is low, low, high, low, 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 high, low, 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 high, low, 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 high. And then the whole thing loops again. So all together it sounds like this. So to really get those, get that sound of this riff, the key is going to be hitting the correct strings just to accent those higher notes. So that is the intro. That's on quite a clean sounding guitar, and it's pretty much just guitar in the mix there. But as the drums come in and the bass, we kick in the drive a little bit. The chords actually stay the same. The rhythm is the same, but you've just got an overdrive pedal. So you can be a bit heavier with it. The rhythm doesn't come out quite as much on the guitar, but the drums cover that for us. So it's the same thing, just with a bit of overdrive. I'm using a Bad Monkey overdrive pedal, but any kind of Tube Screamer style or just general overdrive pedal will do the trick. So then when the verse comes in, the chords are the same again, but you can just ease up on the drive or ease up on how hard you're hitting the strings, just to allow the vocals to come through as well. So same thing again. So there's one other part to mention here that we weren't able to do because we only have one guitar player in our YGA band. But if you are lucky enough to have two guitar players, there is a second guitar part that comes in and it sounds like this. All right. So what we're doing there is that's played over the verse and intro chords, and it just adds a nice bit of interest before the vocals come in. So what we're doing here is the 11th fret on the D string and the 9th fret on the G string. So we do 6 on there, and then we do this little, which is we come down to our little finger can come on to the 11th fret on the G string, and then back to the 9th. So what I'd recommend is keeping your index finger down, just bringing your little finger on and then off again. So you don't have to release that index finger. That's ready to go on the 9th fret afterwards. So it's like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we've got double speed for that. And we do that twice. And that gets us over the first 2 chord changes. And then when our rhythm section comes down here, our lead part comes down here. And we do 4 on the 7th fret of the D string and the 6th fret of the G string. So we're on the same 2 strings, we're just sliding down and the shape's changing slightly. So I play that with my index finger on the 6th fret of the G string, and then use my middle finger on the 7th fret of the D string. So that way I can keep my index finger pretty anchored to that G string. So that's 4 on there. And then we come back up again. And that's the same as the first 2 there. So the whole thing together sounds like this. So we have a couple of verses there, and we have this lead part in between them as well. And then after that, we're into the pre-chorus, as demonstrated by our YGA band. So as you heard there, we changed quite a lot for this pre-chorus to a part that sounds like this. So we'll go through that now. So what we're using here is this open D string, a sort of a drone note, and we're playing octave shapes over the top of that, and we're moving up a D major scale. So if you're not sure about what D major scale is, check out the link in our description. We've got a whole course devoted to that on our guitar club, but I'll go through what frets we're playing here. So we start off with a C sharp octave. So that's going to be 4th fret on the A string and 6th fret on the G string. And we're not going to play the D string in between. So what we're going to try and do is use part of your index finger that's not actually fretting the string, just to hold that string so it doesn't ring out. And that allows you to have a C sharp here and a C sharp here and nothing in between. And as I said, we're going to have that low D underneath as a drone note. and we're going to do 3 on that. And then we're going to move the octave shape up 1 semitone. So we're on a D now. So that's going to be 5th fret and 7th fret, but we're always going to be on the A string and G string. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll actually break down this run first, and then we'll look at the rhythm. So we've got, if we look at the fret that our index finger is on, we can always know that the higher octave is going to be up 2 strings and up 2 frets, so it's sort of an L shape. Up 2 strings and up 2 frets. So we're going to have 4 and 6 for our first one, 5 and 7, and then 7 and 9, and then 9 and 11, and then 10 and 12, and then back to 9 and 11. So it's 3 on each. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then for this last one it's 1, 2, 3, and then we're pushing onto the chord. Pushing means we're playing that chord just before the beat, so we're actually hitting that with an up string. Up, up, down, down, up, down, up. And what we're trying to do here is also accent the first of each new octave shape. So and that really helps the listener hear that we're changing chord here and get that run up really sounding great. And just before the chorus, you don't hit the last chord here, because the chord we're going to hit will be the first chord of the chorus. So what we've got there is more power chords using our drop D shapes, and it's sort of a 2-part idea. So the first part is a power chord on the 9th fret, and so we've got 9, 9, 9, and then you can put in this this high note here as well, the 11, to give a really big sounding power chord. So that's 9th fret. Same shape, then we move it down to the 5th fret, so 5, 5, 5, 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're on to an open D. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 bars on that D. And the really cool thing we can do here, because we're in drop D tuning, we get a D power chord by going open, open, open. And then we can also play a D here. So if we play a D major chord, but just don't play the high string, we just get a D power chord. So we're getting a huge sounding power chord by going open, 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 2nd fret, 3rd fret. So it's like a 5-string power chord there. So altogether we've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But the really cool thing that happens here as well is that we're pushed on every chord change. So what we're doing is up, up, down, down, up. And these ups are coming in on the and of 4 each time. So we're coming in just before the beat. So you hit, so that's what pushing a chord change is. And then for the last time round, it's a slight variation on that. So that's the same as before. That's the same as before as well, but now we're only doing 1 bar on the D. and then we're coming up to the 7th fret, the same power chord shape, so 7, 7, 7, 9, and then we're back down to the 5th fret here, so 5, 5, 5, 7, and we're not pushed on that last one. And we're going back to that idea of trying to accent different parts of the chord by hitting the low strings then the high strings. So it's all downstrokes, but it's down, 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 down. So low, low, high, high, low, low, high, high. And then we're back into the verse. So this song is made up by putting those parts together, and some parts are referenced later on in the song. So there is a breakdown in the song, and then what happens after that is it builds up to the last chorus, and we use the same pre-chorus part that we learned before. But what happens there is it doesn't go straight into the chord, it does that a few times round. So like that. So it's the same parts that we're playing, we're just putting them together in a different way. So those are the parts that you need to put together to play Everlong by Foo Fighters. So I'd recommend practicing those parts, having a really good listen to the song, make sure you know how the structure goes and everything in your head, and then have fun playing it. So here's me, Camille and Harrison to play the track.